Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here and this is the first video you are watching, you're gonna be like, this girl's a mess. I do faith, family, and kids videos. Today's video is gonna kind of fall under family. Yeah, I mean, it involves me and my family.
What's there to say? There's nothing but space in between.
So during today's video, basically I'm going to be doing my reno while I am talking to you guys. Let's be honest, my reno videos so far, I mean, my last one wasn't as bad. I'll link it right here, but nobody wants to watch sped up slow processes. Everyone just wants to see like the before and after. So we're gonna shoot for that in the final reno video. So I'm just gonna be doing the work while I'm talking to you, but then in the actual kitchen reno video, the final one, reveal all that, I am just gonna show you like before and after shots, and it'll look really cool, hopefully. So as y'all saw by the title, yes, I did test positive for COVID. I don't know where I got it from. I have hardly been anywhere, and when I do go places, it's like Walmart, where they're putting this stuff in the back of my car, you know, pickup. So I don't know. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I had a wedding photo shoot this weekend, and you're thinking it's possible the photographers were asymptomatic, or really could have been any of us that were, any of the people who came could have been asymptomatic. Okay, so I had the wedding pictures on a Saturday, and then the following week after, I was supposed to have off because my nanny family was going on vacation. The Tuesday after, I woke up with a sore throat, and I decided that I should go to urgent care and get it checked out. I also had a headache, and I thought I saw a white spot in the back of my throat. So I went to urgent care and I was like, hey, I need a strep throat test. So I got that, and it came back negative, and they said the spot in the back of my throat was just like a tonsil stone, and like you just I'm just coughing it out, it's fine, like it's not a thing. Then like I was out in town, so I met my husband for lunch, and the food I was eating, like I just remember like not being excited about it. Like it wasn't great, didn't taste like much, but I didn't think anything of it. Like that should have, I guess, rung some red flags. Wait, that's the wrong thing to say. Rung some bells, I don't know, some warning bells, but it didn't. And then I kept on like doing my normal stuff throughout the day. I was like, I'm fun, it's totally cool. Part of the stuff I was getting done is I did my 30-minute walk, and I just remember I was like a quarter mile from the house, and I remember thinking like how much I really wanted to sit down, and I was like, how am I even gonna finish walking the rest of this way? Why am I so tired? I just thought it was a me thing, like me being lazy or something. So then I get home and I'm like, I'm running around doing stuff and I'm so cold. And at this point, I think I'd even put a jacket on, and I was still cold, and I was, like I said, running around doing stuff. So I thought it was weird, and I double checked the thermostat, and it was like at the normal. I can't remember if I like turned it off at one point too, but basically I thought it was weird enough that maybe I should check my temperature. And sure enough, I had a temperature of 101.4. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. Told Tyler, and ended up like, once he got home, I went to bed. Every time Tyler would come in the room, I'd be like, hey babe, can you bring me another blanket? I seriously did this to him like probably 8 or 9 times. I had not just blankets, but like comforters on top of me, and I was so cold that I couldn't sleep. Like that's how cold I was. I was just like shivering. I had like, you know, long sleeves and pants and socks, and I was freezing. I mean, I checked my temperature and I don't think it went above 101.5. But that fever broke like maybe 5 hours after it started. Something like that. Could have even been 4 hours. It was a pretty short fever. And I got a little bit of sleep out of it. And then I woke up and I was like, I'm fine. And Tyler was not convinced. But I hung out for a little while. I like still had a sore throat and a headache throughout all this. But the next day, you know, the morning I still didn't have a fever. But I was feeling like something was off and I really wanted to go get tested. But I wanted to find a place that did the short sticks because I was absolutely terrified of the long 4 to 5 inch sticks that go all the way up your nasal cavity. I was not about that because I did my research and I knew that there was no difference in the data based on like where in the nose you got the sample from. Like, it's been scientifically proven. It's just that like the clinics are going to use it whatever they have, you know what I mean? So I was trying to look for a place that did have short sticks, and once I did, I felt a lot better about going, and I really thought like I had it at that point. And then the rest of that day, the highest fever that I got was 100.0, and I was like, all right, well, I probably need to go get tested for the pure fact that if I go back to work on Monday, like, I know that my nanny family goes and sees their grandparents, and I know that we visit our grandparents once a week for both of them, so I don't want to not know. Like, I don't want to get to feeling better and then never know if I could be passing it on to somebody else. So I went ahead and got tested, and I got tested on Wednesday. Wait, I got tested on Thursday morning, I think. Is that right, babe?
Thursday.
Yeah. Because like I was going to get tested on Wednesday, but then by the time I was getting that fever, it was later in the afternoon, and all the places close in the morning because they have to be outside in the heat, and like, I guess that's the reason I saw in a lot of places. By Thursday, all I had was the congestion. Like, and I think I had a slight headache, and that's it. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is just probably a sinus infection, but I'm here and I might as well just know to know. You know, much to my surprise, Friday morning, I'm like planning to go out and stuff. Like, I have to get tires done. I was gonna go to a local small shop and get some organic stuff. I was like, I'm feeling totally fine. Like, it's probably just a sinus infection. And then I got the link Friday morning. So yeah, I got my results like literally pretty close to 24 hours. It said positive. I was like, okay, oh great, okay. So I had to let everybody know that I've been in contact with in the past week. Several of them got tested, many of them quarantined until they got results. Many of them are quarantining anyways, working from home, all of that. And so far, I think 3 or 4 people that I've been in contact with have started showing symptoms now, which really stinks. So today is Monday. We're almost a week out from when I first started showing symptoms, and currently I still have congestion. My headache kind of comes and goes. It's not too bad right now. The worst thing, like literally this is worse than the fever part, I cannot taste nothing. I can't smell anything. I can't taste anything, and it's really the worst. Like, you know me and my researching stuff. I like go on Google, and of course the only 2 articles that pull up talking about COVID and smell is like, yeah, you can lose it permanently after COVID. And then it like does accounts of people who have not regained their sense of, oh no, I just dropped paint. We're getting their sense of smell and taste after months. And then, like I said, okay, I'm gonna poll my friends. And so if you're on Instagram, you saw this. I was like, hey, when did you guys get your sense of taste and smell back? And the answers I got were 1 week, 10 days, 12 days, and a month. I can't do a month. Like, this, at that point, it had only been like what, 3 days? 4 days? Something like that. It's like, can't do this. Of course, the media would put out stuff. They were both news stations that did those articles. So, of course, the media is like, let's scare everybody the best we can. Which is pretty much what that was. Of course, I'm like, I'm not taking that as my final answer. And I start doing more research, and I learned about olfactory training, which is basically like all you do is sniff. Like, there's 4 different things that you can use, but you sniff lemon, rose, eucalyptus, and cloves. So I had lemon juice and cloves. You sniff it for 20 seconds a day, like each one. And I think it works pretty good if you have essential oils of those. So I had some cloves and I had lemon juice, and I started last night. Well, this morning I went to smell the lemon juice, and I thought the first sniff that I had, I smelled it, but then I didn't. And then I opened the cloves, and I could smell the cloves. Now, I know that cloves are very strong, and that's why they use it in the training. When I tried to eat breakfast, banana and blueberries, I didn't taste nothing, I couldn't smell nothing, and banana has a pretty strong scent. I got really excited for a second, thinking that I had officially gotten my smell and taste back, but I know I'm progressing somewhat and that I'm not completely lost for hope or whatever. I will probably get my sense of smell back. I haven't even hit a full week, and that's the least amount of time that I've heard from my friends not having their sense of smell. So yeah, I'm at home for this whole week, which is good and bad, because I'll have to try to figure out how the government has it set up for me to get paid, because I'm a nanny, so it works a little differently. Other than that, I would say it's good, because I planned on doing all the things last week around the house, and was so frustrated that of course I'd get sick when I finally had time to get things done. So this kitchen reno being one of them. So I'm excited to show you guys the final reveal. I will have a ton of time to get this done this week. As far as our trying to conceive journey, I have finished the birth control cleanse. Tyler and I were going to get our levels checked, but we want to make sure that we're financially secure before we move forward with that. So since we are missing out on a paycheck, we're going to wait just to make sure we're being responsible. Then we're probably going to get levels checked just so I'm not grasping for straws in the dark and trying to guess that because right now I think I have thyroid problems, but I'm just guessing, I don't know. And then I also need to know what kind of diet I should be on, because there's so many. There's a fertility diet, but then there's certain things you shouldn't eat when your thyroid's messed up, and then there's other things you shouldn't eat when your estrogen levels are high. I do want to mention, because I'm pretty sure I've said it in other videos, but just to be clear, Tyler and I are waiting on God's timing. We're not trying to put things into our hands for this, but we are trying to be responsible with first of all, the time that God has given us, and if we're going to be doing something, we should be doing it to the best of our ability, meaning if we can do better with something, we're going to do that. And also just understanding that for my body at least, pumping it full of hormones for the egg donation, I have to be responsible with the choices I made in that. Yes, I made a beautiful choice to help other families, and I don't regret that, but it does mean I have to go back and take care of my body now that it's become accustomed to being on birth control for 8 months, and all the other hormones that I had to put in my body, through my balance off. I watched a video the other day where they said by the time that you die, the amount of hormones that your body has produced is about the size of a stamp. So you can imagine, like, the hormones that are getting released are just such tiny increments and amounts that it's a very delicate balance. Like, it really is, just because it's such a small amount that if something happens to your body, whether it's traumatic mentally or physically or whatever, it's going to be off. I did talk to one doctor, and he said really you need to be focusing on yourself during this time since you contracted COVID, and that he wouldn't recommend trying right now. And that's really hard to hear, because even though I know that it's probably a good idea, it's like there really isn't evidence out there to prove that it would be an issue to try. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing out there that says it affects the baby, it affects the pregnancy. Nothing. And, you know, we're not at the beginning of this virus anymore. There's been months and months and months, and so if there was going to be research done on any part of that, there would be some out there. So we're really just going to kind of roll with the punches. If it works out for us to try this month, we will. I'm not going to not. But just because some people say I should. Because unless they can point to some scientific research done that says I shouldn't, then that's just people's opinion of what I should and shouldn't do, and it's really none of their business anyways. That's our plan moving forward with that. Again, we are trusting God, knowing that it's His timing and not ours, and we're just trying to be responsible with the time that He's given us and the temples that our bodies are for Him. It's so weird. I cannot smell this paint. Like, usually the paint's pretty strong, and I've got to open all the windows. I'll smell absolutely nothing. I can be like right up on it. It's so weird. That is basically it. I just wanted to give you guys an update as to why I didn't post this past weekend and what all's going on. I'll keep you updated, and follow me on Instagram because that's where you're going to see the most updates. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.
You're the only one that saves me.